As far as tile placement, do you handle that any differently than maybe some other people that you've watched play, or do you have any hints on how to do that are most effective?
Generally, of course, if I draw a treasure hex, then I will always put that near one of my camps, or I'll put that near where I've already got people so that I can get there right away. If it's generally a high-value temple, what I try to do is I try to put it maybe in a position in the board where it takes a lot of stepping stones, so it takes a lot of action points for somebody to move into that hex. And then what I'll try to do is maybe just get one or two guys in there and hope that holds up.
And it will if it's far enough off to the side and nobody has a camp near it.
Exactly.
Any hints on how to place those volcanoes?
I love drawing the volcanoes.
Why is that?
Well, a lot of people feel that it's an advantage. As soon as you draw the volcano, you're going to get your first 10 points to sort of hit the first scoring round. You get the score first. Sometimes you can use those 10 points to cap a temple, and that cuts other people out from scoring.
Exactly.
So that's very, very important. But just for the placement, I really like to zing somebody. I like to put it in a place where somebody set up a nice camp, and maybe two enemies have camps near each other. I'll put it right over by them so that they really limits their choices.
In other words, lock them in because you can't move through a volcano.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to put a second one there if I could.
and you may get the chance. In our game, the same person hit the volcano all 3 times
yes.
and still didn't win.
Oh, really? Well, there's still a lot of other factors.
That's what knocks me out. The first thing you said is that there's so many things to do and so little time or so little action points to spend. This is so true of this game. I want to talk a little bit about what you think about this game as far as what features it has that make it unique. Why did this game win all the awards?
I think that generally, if you just look at the board, it's just gorgeous. It's just eye-catching, and it kind of draws you in, makes you want to play. I think everybody likes the theme. I think everybody likes the the jungle excavation theme. I think it's the fact that you're given so few action points. They give you 10. It seems like a lot, but 2 of the actions cost 5 each. That could be the only 2 things you do.
Yeah.
So you have all of these things in your mind that you want to do, and you just limit it, and it eats you up, and you're waiting for your turn to come around so you can complete the thought. And I think that really gets people. People feel like they're in control, and it moves pretty quickly too. I know some people the game does bog down a little bit, but in our group we play it very quickly. So I like the fact that your turn comes around very, very quickly. You don't feel like you're out of the action for too long.
I agree with you. We didn't really have dead periods. Everybody was kind of into it. Nobody moseyed around. Everybody was kind of watching and being alert. And I thought the game went very quickly. Yeah. Now I should add that there is an advanced part of this game that you can play. Instead of taking the tiles randomly off the top of the stack here, you can actually bid on them. Mm-hmm. Bid points that you've already earned. You start the game with 20 in the beginning, and you bid on these tiles. People say it takes away the luck. Dave, how did you like that variant?
Well, it takes away some of the luck. I did like it. I do like it. I think it makes it a little bit more of a gamer's game. I think it takes it a little bit out of the family game, but it's so nice that they give you both sets of rules in one box. You don't have to buy an expansion. You don't have to come up with your own house rules. They give you 2 ways of playing, and it's right there in the same box. I find that it adds a little bit more time to the game, and it detracts a little bit from the theme. I mean, you're here exploring, and then all of a sudden you're doing an auction. So I think with 4 players, I think that the amount of time it takes and the fact that it detracts from the theme, I don't think it would play very well. I have played it with 3, and it's been pretty good. But I do prefer the basic version only because it's a little bit faster and it seems to be a little bit more theme-oriented. I think the auction takes a little bit away from that.
You make an excellent point there that hadn't even occurred to me. But, I mean, if the whole reason I like this game, and Drew, you mentioned this, what was your thing you liked the best about it?
With the theme?
It had a strong theme.
You can really feel like you're doing it because you're uncovering the space in front of you.
The map unfolds is different every time you play the game. Mm-hmm. And it has that feel that you're an archaeologist. You're digging up things. I don't know. I really like that. And with playing at random tiles, you never know what you're going to get. Yeah. And I like that feature. No, what can I say?
It's like you're cutting right through the jungle just when you're seeing
it really did.
Comes up.
It really did. Another thing I liked about this game is, and Dave brought this up strongly, lots of choices. But one thing you're going to find interesting about this game is early in the game it's even worse because you have all these things you can do, but later in the game, your choices become more limited because you've already placed your camps. You've already taken charge of a couple temples. Now the list of things you can do have decreased, but it's not automatic. There's always, should I move or should I excavate or should I do this or that? Always have a couple things to do. The variety we mentioned, it's different every time. The components, wow.
No, I know, I agree.
I do want to quickly, Dave, I want to thank you for being on the show. You are in Boston, right?
That's correct.
And what gaming group are you with?
I head up the South Shore Gamers here
South Shore.
in the South Shore area.
And a lot of people probably on the news groups have bumped into your name. You're one of the prolific posters and one of the nicest guys I've met on the news groups, I have to tell you.
Well, very good. Thank you.
If you're in the Boston area, you got to look him up.
Oh, absolutely, and that goes for you too, Bob. You and Drew, if you guys are ever in the area, I'd like to have you down for a game session.
I couldn't be happier trying. I think it would be a blast.
Absolutely. You guys are doing a great job with the show.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. I do want to thank one other person. Jonathan Deegan wrote a review on the West Bank Gamers site. I didn't agree with every single thing he said, but it is clear, concise, and very useful. Check it out on your own if you want to take a look at it. And the last thing, we have to mention the boardroom variant that we try and throw in here all the time. Drew, do you want to give us a quick rundown?
When pretty much if a volcano is placed in your way and you can't get through to something, maybe a treasure or another temple, we decided it would probably be the best thing just to throw a virgin in it.
Exactly.
And that would free it up for a
So that's what we do. If you're stuck and you can't move, you throw the virgin.
Which is played by Lisa Simpson, right?
Lisa Simpson here. And you throw the virgin into the volcano, and everybody has one turn they can pass through the volcano because the gods are pacified.
After that, you need another virgin.
Sounds like you guys have too much time on your hands.
Dave, not only that, but we just ran over by about 30 seconds because I refused to not end the show with our variant. Anyway, thanks everyone for watching. This is, seriously, if you want rules to our boardroom variant, feel free to write DJ Zelchuk, the executive producer. He will be glad to forward them to you. And for Dave Bernazzani,
you can close.
I'm getting closer.
Yeah.
Drew Kale, which is a no-brainer.
Yeah, that's pretty easy.
And myself, Bob Schwartz, I want to thank you for watching The Boardroom on From USA Live. Good night, everyone.